Breaking news with your host, Dick Richardson.
Good evening, everyone. This is your DTV News Update, and you don't know Dick. Today, a group of tyrants stormed the city of Toronto, claiming their rights are just as important as those compliant with their current government mandates. Which they are not. Some of the videos you're about to see might be disturbing, and certainly do not represent the views of our beloved Prime Minister. One person allegedly heard from an unreliable source's cousin's friend's roommate from university that said they may have used the F word. Viewer and listener discretion is strongly advised.
Freedom! Don't know where I'm going, but I know we'll be together, looking out over horizons, all the things that we will see. And we'll just keep on going, destination unknown. And we'll stay this way forever, rolling down the open road. Sing it out. Freedom, what's living without freedom? Life's about living song. What's living without freedom? Freedom, what's living without freedom? Life's about living song. What's living without freedom? Don't know where I'm going, but I know I'll be just fine. Looking out over horizons, everything that's yours is mine. We'll keep on going, destination unknown. If we can stay this way forever, we will never walk alone. Sing it out. Freedom, what's living without freedom? Life's about living song. What's living without freedom? Freedom, what's living without freedom? Life's about living song. What's living without freedom? Come on now, let me hear you sing it out. Freedom. Everybody now, let me hear you sing it out. Freedom. 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 What's living without freedom? Life's about living strong. What's living without freedom? Freedom, what's living without freedom? Life's about living strong. What's living without freedom? Freedom, what's living without freedom? Life's about living strong. What's living without freedom?
I'm moving to China.
Oh, hold on. Perfect. There we go. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. So, we are live now. That was our little intro. Welcome to the Ottawa Live Streamers Reunion Panel. We have some guests in the background here. I'm sure you already know who they are. I am going to be bringing them in one by one. And I really hope that you guys enjoy the show today. So let's bring up our first guest. Welcome to the stream, Scotty.
Hey.
How are you today, brother?
Couldn't be better, man. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And I really enjoyed your intro to this show.
Thank you, man.
I love that. Brings back a lot of great memories.
Oh yeah, for sure it does. For sure it does. I couldn't agree more. Alrighty, well, I'm going to bring another guest on, guys. Please welcome Dickard with Dave.
Scotty, Coda, how you doing, boys?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Good to see you.
Good Friday evening to you.
Oh, yeah, doing really good. How are you today, Dave?
Oh, just giving her all the way.
Giving her all the way. Never stopping.
No, all the live long day.
For sure. I'm just waiting for a thumbs up from my other guest in the background there to tell us if he's ready or not to come in. Yeah? All right. So, we have another guest, guys. Another guest. Please welcome the man himself from our intro there, Mr. Freedom.
What's up, everybody?
How's it going?
Can you guys? Oh, it's going, buddy. Just working like a dog. Just on my way home from work, and had another long day on the roof, buddy. How you guys doing?
No doubt.
Big time.
Big time. Yep, always working hard on that roof, streaming, freedom in, you know. What could be better? What
Never
could be
ends.
better? Never ends.
Never
Always
ends,
working.
brother.
Do you even know what sleep is?
No, I haven't got that much this year after all the protesting we've been doing, and now it's roofing season, right? So I made a video about extra upcharging the liberals, and it went viral. And a lot of people thought it would shut down my business, but instead it actually brought me tons of business. So I'm working around the clock just to keep up with clientele that want to use Mr. Freedom because they like my funny antics and they appreciate my humor.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome. I love your humor. I love everything you do, man. And it was an honor and a privilege to be able to work on the roof with you.
Yeah, we had you out that day. It was a great day, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. It was.
I wish you didn't live so far away. I would have kept you around. You're one of the best guys I've had in a while. I'd like to say thank you for helping me that day. You helped me out quite a bit.
No, I appreciate it, man. I needed the work. You needed a helper, and it just worked out great for both of us. So
it was a good day, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you again.
For sure. So I'm gonna get on to a couple of questions here. I have a question I'd like to start off asking all of you guys, and I want to start off with Scotty there. Scotty, from me to you and to the viewers watching, what made you want to be a part of the convoy and streaming it and helping put the word out there and spread the love that you spread every day?
Okay, so I got to be honest with you guys. When the convoy first came to town, I was not planning on being a part of it, or I really didn't understand what it was or what was going on. It was really just I'm Ottawa Scotty. Ottawa is my city. I grew up in Ottawa. I work. I do all my work in Ottawa. It's a beautiful city. I'm proud of my city. So I just thought this is a big event happening in my city, and I got this YouTube channel, and I need to cover it because So that was my first. I really wasn't expecting anything when I went into it, but after the first day, I went down there and started talking to the drivers. I was hooked in right away. Like I just loved the energy. It was like all of the negativity and all of the the pandemic was hard. It was I'm in the entertainment industry. It was a long haul, and just to see the energy of everybody out enjoying each other's company, like hugging each other, smiling. I mean, the amount of smiles, I've never seen so many smiles in my life, and just the energy, the trucks, the fireworks, the lights. It was a once in a lifetime experience. It was pure energy, and like I said, the first day that I went there, I was hooked in right away. Just something about it. I loved being there. I loved every single moment of it. But and it just kind of one thing led to another, but I was not planning on, like being a part of it. So
Right.
that's how it came to be.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah,
And so you obviously believe in freedom, and you don't agree with like the bills that are being passed and the way that people get treated and stuff like that. You're obviously like,
that's correct. Yeah. So, and like full disclosure, um, while the pandemic was on, because I'm a musician, like I got my vaccinations. I'm fully vaccinated, and there's a couple people in my life that were not vaccinated, and I'm a little bit embarrassed to say this, but I think we're all about truth here, and I think it's a good time to reflect on how things have gone. But I was one of those guys that was sort of like pressuring certain people around me to get the vaccine because we needed to work. And I'll be honest with you guys, I really didn't understand what the effect that was having on people until I started hanging out at the convoy and talking to people and interviewing people, and I got all these stories from nurses, people from all walks of life that had lost their jobs due
yeah,
to vaccine mandates. Um, just a lot of heartache and turmoil, and it really hit me hard. Really, really, really hit me hard, and I'm still dealing with it, you know, to this day. It's
right.
it was really moving. So yeah, I mean, I've kind of like really changed my tune, and I understand now the effects of the vaccine mandates, the effects on everybody's mental health. Like mental health is a big thing, and
It is, man.
and I never really realized how badly Canadians were struggling, but people are struggling, man, like really badly through the
Yeah.
pandemic, and just coming to that realization, it was really eye opening, really, really eye opening experience. So
I couldn't agree more, man. And it's people like you we need more of out there every single day. Spreading the love, the unity, the message that we're trying to spread. Getting the word out there. And actually, I have one more question for you there, Scotty.
yeah,
Have you received any kind of like negativity or flack or like stuff like that from personal like friends and family because you support the movement and what we're doing?
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I deal with that like on a daily basis. Yeah,
Right.
there's a lot
Right.
of positivity involved going around as well,
Yep.
but it's crazy the division, like the divisiveness, and the I've got like friends of mine that I've worked with for years, and you know uh won't talk to me anymore, that kind of stuff. We're all human. I just Yeah, it's really strange. People have I've dealt with a lot of backlash and a lot of hate and negativity directed towards me, and it's just kind of a daily thing, and it's part of my life now, and just have to put up with it and keep going forward. I know that I'm doing the right thing, and I feel like it's the right thing to do. And yeah, I really, really love hanging out with all you guys. It's such a good time. I feel like it's my people, so
For
just
sure. For
following my
sure.
heart.
Yeah. No, I honestly, dude, I've my whole life I always never felt like I fit in quite where I was properly meant to be until this movement happened, and I haven't felt more at home, dude. It's a
Yeah,
blessing.
yeah. A lot of people said that. A lot of people said the same, just exactly what you're saying right now.
Yeah, man. It's the best thing you could honestly go through right now. Even though
Well,
we're dealing with a lot of harsh outcomes, negativity, br- blunt force right to us at the end of the day, this is one of the best things that's happened to us because I've never seen not only Canada but the world coming so united as one, right?
I mean, Yeah, people, everybody can relate. We've all been locked up for 2 years. There was a lot of stuff that happened over the pandemic that was really just wrong. And yeah, everybody sees those things. And we're social beings. We need human contact. We need to be, I work in the entertainment industry. I'm all about being social. I'm a social person. When I
Yeah.
don't have that connection, it's really hard. It's hard on me. It's hard on everybody. And I think that was, with the freedom, what we saw with the freedom convoys. Everybody, it was like a release. A release of everybody's frustration and getting back to those core human values that are just intrinsic within us. I know I met you. I don't know. You remember when I met you first, Coda? You
Yeah.
were,
I was still trying to get on to be able to be live, and you and OTTAWA's actually, because of the two of you, you made that happen, man. I wasn't even, doing very much, and I was just trying to get some videos out there. You guys gave me a shout out, and out of nowhere, I was like, bam, dude, like I can go live.
well, you were dancing. You were dancing with your buddies, and I walked up to
Yeah.
your little crew. You guys were making pizzas.
Yes, 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 because
You
we're on
guys
the
were,
pizza
you
corner.
guys had your pizza ovens, and you had your bus shelter, and you were just hanging out, and you had your own little thing going, and everybody had their own little corner there. It was very interesting. So yeah, I remember when I first met you, and it was a great experience, man. I mean, we've made a lot of connections. Instead of our government driving a wedge between us, trying to make us scared of each other.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I made a connection with you. You made a connection with, through your YouTube channel, through all these other people. We're freedom people are the exact opposite. We're all about making connections, and we seem to like hanging out with each other too. So
No, I love it, dude. I love it. I remember I was actually hanging with OTTAWA's one night, and we ran into you downtown when you had your bike. You were just finishing interviewing some people, and friggin' you ran up, and we were just having like a little reunion kind of thing, right by in
yeah,
between.
yeah, I remember
You
that.
remember? Yeah, in between the monument and the Confederation Park there.
Yeah, you know what? I'll just say a quick little thing about that one night that you're mentioning there, and I think this is a good example of sort of the assumptions that people make about people within the convoy. That when we met up that one night, I was actually streaming a concert that like 10 people. There was like 10 people at this concert, and I think I had about 2,000 people on my stream. I took my stream into that concert, and I was promoting the band. They were from Montreal, and I came out, was interviewing the band, and you guys showed up, and then that band figured out that we were all streamers from the convoy, and then all of a sudden they didn't want to talk.
I know, I know. It's crazy. It's crazy how people's minds change.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. Like it's funny how their how quickly their attitudes changed. Like
Yeah.
one moment we were helping them out, and then one moment we were the worst people on the planet. That's the kind of stuff that we need to stop. We need to get back to loving one another. Everybody's human, and accepting different views and all that kind of great stuff. That's the stuff that Canada is known for.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Being a glorious and free country. Come on now. So, Mr. Freedom, looking all
What's
nice
up,
and
boss?
relaxed with your slick back hair and your sunglasses and just listening away over there. You're one person who got a lot of
I'm just.
release in Ottawa, eh? Freedom!
I think I screamed freedom. I told myself and my family I was going to scream freedom so many times and so loud till somebody heard me. So, with the help of everybody else there, I think we got our voice heard across the world, like we intended, in a peaceful manner, which was very unique. It was very unique that we did that, and I don't think anyone gives us enough credit
Yeah,
that we had that many people congregate in one area for one purpose, no violence. I mean, that was one thing that I found that was astonishing. It was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was honestly, man, it was probably the most inspirational thing I think that's really happened in human history, right? You know, like there's been a lot of good things that's happened throughout history, but I have to say this is the most moving, um, inspirational
Yeah,
movement that has happened in like all of the history of the human race.
it's up there. I know it. It's in my lifetime than anything that I've ever been involved with. That I mean, people are still gathering right now. We're talking about gathering in Ottawa, and I mean now our I know the mandates have been lifted, and the restrictions have been lifted for area, but I still think that we need to push forward and we need to straighten up our country. It's actually people have gotten aware of how bad our government is being to our people. The future of our society isn't looking very good. We can't afford housing. How are we going to afford our children to own houses? How are we going to afford to even get groceries in a few years if it keeps going like this? So, I mean, the movement is. I think it's just getting started. To be honest, you're going to see a big gathering of people. The community that we got to know each other. I think that's going to be a community that stays together for our lifetime.
Yeah, it is, man. Like, and that's what I've been trying to say too. Is you're only seeing the tip of what's to come, right?
Yeah,
This is only just the beginning. If you think it's over, if you think that we're hiding away and, the reason why we're not doing so much right now is because, we're hiding or something like that. Well, I just want to say, I don't know if I can speak for everybody on here, but I am not hiding. I plan on going full fledged into whatever's coming, and whatever's coming is going to be big. It's not over. And, this is just the beginning. So get ready. Get ready, everybody. Because,
I got your back, buddy. I'll be there.
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know I'm not giving up no time soon, ever. I won't give up until I have no other choice. That's all I'm going to say that
Well,
way.
the funny thing is about the like I think everything like rallies have slowed down a little bit because it's summertime and the restrictions have lifted, so we had the gatherings aren't as large as they were, but it was so unique to have that many people gather in such a cold climate. I mean, let's not forget how cold it was. It was like the coldest protest in the world history, minus 36, 37. It was just insanely cold, but didn't matter. Everybody still would get there and sing music and make hot cocoa and soup and just be totally Canadian. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. It was amazing. Yeah, for sure. I think actually I was talking to a couple people and we were doing some weather stuff. Our coldest day in Ottawa, one day with wind chill and everything, the snow and everything, it was negative 45 degrees was our absolute coldest day in Ottawa. Excuse me. And we didn't care. We didn't give up. I threw on my 4 pairs of pants, a pair of snow pants, 5 hoodies and a jacket, a couple pairs of gloves. I mean, I know I met Scotty when I still had my iPad and I had all the hot pockets stuck to the back of my iPad walking around recording like this. Like, dude, we did anything we could just to, make sure we could get that information and the love spread out there. And before I say any more, everybody, Ottawax is running late, and we also have another special guest who is waiting in the background there. We will be bringing them on. I am not telling you who it is yet, but I am staring at them, and I'm just waiting for not only them to be ready, but I'm waiting for the perfect time to bring them in as well. I just seen her wave at the camera backstage there. So hello, hello, hello. But yeah, no. This is it's going to go down in history for sure. It already is going down in history. And I want to know a question for all of you here. I think I already know the answer to this, and you kind of just said it, but do you ever plan on giving up?
You want me to go first?
What?
Whoever. Do any of you ever plan to give up?
I'm pretty steadfast in my ways and my beliefs. Up until the Freedom Convoy, I never ever talked about my political beliefs, but it was the first time in my life where all of that was out in the open, and now that's in the open. Everybody in my circles knows what I believe, so there's no hiding anymore. And it's unfortunate that these days you have to hide in the first place, but people know who I am. They know what I'm about, and I'm going with it. This is life, and
Perfect.
you know what I'm talking about, Coda. That's
Oh, I
that's
know,
just what
what
it
you're
is.
talking about, dude. Because I only had to ask that question because for one simple reason, I've been getting a lot of comments on my wall saying, "Oh, you're giving up, you're hiding, you're doing this and that." So I just had to ask, and make it open and known that none of us are quitting, none of us are giving up, and we're all still here in this fight. This is the most peaceful fight I think I've ever seen. There's never been a protest that's been peaceful like this ever, I don't think, dude. Like you go to a protest back in the day, you got people smashing their car windows out, like stealing from stores, throwing TVs through windows, like that's what a protest used to be. Now we're holding up flags, giving you hugs, telling you we love you, and so.
Well, look, I'm about truth. I just want the truth to be told. If that's what the protest is, then that's what it is. But that's not what it was. That's not what it ever was, and that's not what it ever will be. This is a peaceful group of people. There's a lot of just loaded language just being tossed around the media, and that really bothers me. Someone called me far right wing the other day. I don't know what that means. I don't know if you guys think of yourselves as far right wing. I don't like labels. I don't think of myself as far right wing. I just think of myself as a Canadian, and I'm sorry. What was the question?
The question was, do you ever plan on giving up? But I already know that.
Yeah,
none of you ever
no,
did.
man. I mean, we got to fix this country, man. It's really awful what this government has done to our people.
Well,
we're
really
all
quickly, I got to interrupt you here because
yeah.
our guest is almost ready to jump in. So I just want to hear from Dickard here for a quick minute. We haven't heard much from him yet. Dickard with Dave.
What do you want from me?
What do you want from me? I want to know, were you aware of the convoy before it got to Ottawa? What drew you to the convoy?
Oh, hell yeah. I totally knew about it.
Yeah?
Knew about it from day one.
Okay. What made you want to be a part of it and, record and get the information out there?
Well,
was it because you were already awake and aware, or did you just know? And
no,
then you had
to be brutally honest, it was my family out west. They all wanted to see what was going on. As soon as the convoy got within 3 days of arriving in Ottawa, my phone exploded. Where are you gonna cover this? How are you gonna do it? And they were the push of me going down there and covering it.
Right. Okay. That's awesome. Hey, you know what? I won't even lie to you guys. I knew about the convoy. I went a day after. I didn't think it was going to be that much. I was just planning on staying for a day or so. I ended up staying for 30 days till I got kicked out just about. And then I went back and forth for another 12-ish days in my car. And I just recorded all day, every day, the whole time I was there, man. Fuck, even after we got kicked out, like I ran into Scotty, I ran into Dickard, I ran into Mr. Freedom, I ran into everybody again because nobody was giving up, whether we got pushed out or not. I got pushed side by side with OTTAWA, and I've run into you when we were getting pushed, Scotty. I've run into like Vidstorm, Adam Nucci, Zot a couple times, Zoke a couple times. Everybody, even the streamers, nobody gave up. Everybody held the line, right? And that's why I'm bringing everybody onto these panels, and I want to know, what was everybody's take from it, why we're doing what we're doing. Are we going to continue to do what we're doing? Are we can continue to film, you know, get the information out there, stuff like that. So I'm going to try and do this every week, where every Friday, hopefully, or whenever everybody's available, we'll have an episode of new people every week, of streamers that were in Ottawa. And you know, we'll just make it like this, you know, where it's not a it's a professional, non-professional kind of thing, where we're doing having some banter with some questions. And it's not like you know, let's get nervous for this interview. But hold on real quick, guys. I'm going to add somebody to the stream here. And I'm going to put them full screen for a second, if I can. How do I do that?
What do you do?
I want to, oh, there you go. Our special guest is Holdfast, walking with James Top, everybody. I just wanted to bring them on for a little bit. Hello, Nicole.
How are you? Want to make
We're
sure that you
all
guys see
we're all
what's
wonderful.
going on here. We.
Oh, you're cutting in and out a little bit
Good,
there.
good. I was hoping to be able to Pembroke, and I kid you not.
Where are we right now?
We're hot out here, guys, and James has been marching since 8 a.m. this morning, and now he has started the jog, and he just jogged the last little leg here, maybe 4 kilometers or so, and they just arrived.
That's awesome.
And let's see here. Oh, nope. He's going to keep jogging here. Hold on. Sorry, guys.
Is he gone?
Nope. He literally just grabbed a bottle of water. Can y'all see?
Hey, girl.
Yeah, he's still going. He's still going. Oh, shit. I didn't mean to do that.
I'm just on live right now. What's that? I'm just on a group. I'm just meeting right now.
Yeah. So when he stops at very, very quick.
Yeah.
And yeah, sometimes he stops, and other times he does not. And I'm completely blown away because the rest of the crew, all of us, are melting. It's so hot, and he just keeps going. And humid. It's unbelievable.
When I talked to James last,
Yeah.
he told me that his bag's about 50 pounds, and everything he's wearing is about another like 15 pounds added to on top of him.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. You know, one of the biggest things that I can't stress enough is that when you see footage of him marching, it seems so graceful and so almost slow. But when I jumped out the other day to catch some footage, I was left behind to kind of follow the march. And, you know, I walk pretty fast. I have pretty long legs, and I was almost at a jogging pace to be able to keep up with him. It is absolutely unbelievable. And the footage and the live streams just don't really catch how strong and big his strides are and how fast he's really moving.
Yeah.
And
I know from experience. I marched with him for a little bit, and I couldn't keep up. I'm like, I was dying. I'm not meant to do that.
Yeah, oh, totally. It's and then like I said, it's almost the end of his day. He usually stops around 7:30. He does anywhere from 50 to even 60 kilometers a day, and right now he's just picked it up to a jog. I mean, the crew behind him is just drenched in sweat, and just, you know, it's unbelievable. It blows me away every single day that I see it. I've been out here on the road with him for about 10 days now, and he doesn't miss a beat. He doesn't slow down. He doesn't stop. He's so driven and so disciplined to do this every single day. I still can't wrap my brain around it. I really can't. It's unbelievable.
They only know one way, and that way's full throttle.
Yeah. You got to remember, he's a military man. He was trained. He was trained through all the harshest weathers and environments to do this.
I don't know what that is.
So Nicole, while I have you here, I want to know if anybody here on the stream, do we have any questions for Nicole, seeing as how she is and has been with James Top for over 10 days?
Yeah, I have a question for Nicole. When did you know you were addicted to bubbles?
As soon as I met Jim Kerr. This is Logan, guys. Logan has been the photographer following James since day one. So
22.
Day 2?
22.
22, day 22. But the all the beautiful pictures that you see on Canada Marches is all from Logan here. And
Perfect.
he's as much of a beast as James is. This guy, he gets out, he drives ahead, he runs back, takes pictures, runs back to the car. He doesn't stop all day long.
That's right.
Right.
Do you do the wide shot footage as well, Logan?
That's usually Christian. He shoots those really wide angles on his cell phone. Because my camera does not have image stabilization, so any walking video is like not my camera. Except for I do a bunch of footage on my Samsung S9 because its image stabilization is pretty good. It doesn't have like fancy lenses or anything, but if you see any of the longer drawn out footage with really nice cinematography, that's probably me, if you can tell.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
See some of y'all in Ottawa June 30th or before that. I'm gonna bounce.
All right.
We'll catch up to you.
So anyone on panel, Mr. Freedom, Scotty, Dickard, any of you guys got any questions for Nicole?
Nicole, yeah, I got a question. So which one of you is responsible for like editing the footage and uploading, and how do you upload the footage? Are you getting like hotspots or because I seen some of your, like, I seen on James's channel a lot of the videos are really well done, and so I'm just wondering who does that? Do you have somebody specifically to do that stuff?
So James has his own crew working in the RV, and they do, so everything that you see on Canada Marches is actually some of the team members that he has on the RV. As far as the footage that we are putting out right now, we put everything on hold fast. Church of Bubbles, Jim made me admin on the Church of Bubbles page. And to be honest with you, I'm doing a lot of that out here when we stop. Which actually, sorry guys, we're going to move ahead, but and we have some behind the scenes people as well working at home. Yolanda, who's part of Holdfast, and then I also have a really good friend named Mackenzie, and she's kind of been doing a lot of the videos for us. As far as the YouTube videos, I don't know if any of you have been able to see some of the beautiful clips put together that are a little bit more techie with music and whatnot. She's been doing that for us, but I've got StreamYard going right now, so I'm still kind of learning it. We're able to stream on a few different platforms while we're out here, so that's kind of how we're working right now.
Interesting.
In particular.
Interesting. Thank you, Nicole.
Yeah. So what we're doing out here right now is we basically leapfrog. There's always somebody close to James. The RV stays anywhere between 3 and 5 kilometers away from him at all times, as well as he has his caution vehicles, one in front of him and one behind him. And so it's very, very fast out here because when the RV rolls, we all got to roll to the next location, and then we park, and then we wait for him to arrive. So it's an all day, very, very fast paced situation.
Stuff like water, Nicole, like all the water is kept in the RV, and water and food. Do you have somebody cooking for you?
So the RV has a trailer that they tow behind it, And it's actually really cool. I'll stop at the next stop here, and I'll give you guys a little peek in the RV. It has, you know, some shelves in there, all of their water, all of their food, all of their rucksacks, you know, first aid equipment, everything that they need is in that. And then there are some members that stay in the RV, and they definitely cook for him. And they eat pretty well. Out here, I'm not gonna lie, there's been some pasta, and they pull out a table, and you know, but it's kind of funny because I really haven't seen James stop and eat too much. I mean, it's so crazy. Like 5 minutes tops, I've seen him stop during the entire day, starting at 8 a.m. and going until 7:30, like I said, at each leg.
Wow.
That's
It's
crazy.
really cool. They have a really, really tight run ship. There's about 12 of them all together on his team. And it is very military-like. They have a very tight schedule. They know their roles, their positions, what they're supposed to do, and they are all on point with it at all times, every single day. So it's really cool to witness and see how this has been running for the last, like I said, at like 124 days, I believe.
Okay.
So we just pulled up here to another location, and it's pretty cool because we haven't had too many people stop on the side of the road. Yesterday, when we went through OTTAWA, there was a couple of places that we were able to meet up with some people who had put out flyers and organized the meet and greets for James. And there was a ton of people out there. But there has not been very many people today, but we're just rolling up here to this other spot. And there's probably about 20 people on the side of the road with their flags and stuff. As soon as I park, I'll let you guys see. Oh my goodness, this gentleman's coming out in the middle of the road, stopping traffic, which is absolutely not what the team likes. They want people to stay out of the way, to stay safe, not to slam their brakes on and pull over on the side of the highway, you know, when there's a ton of traffic. Hopefully I can pull in right here, and this is okay. Let me just double check with Tom. We stay very, very clear of James's team, and when we're able to pull in with them, we do. And if there's not any space for us, then we move forward and find a safer spot. And then they typically try to direct people to the bubble bus so that they can see him and it's safe, right? Not right
Right.
on the road.
That's awesome. Oh, here's a link right here. Trish Archery, follow James's journey, canadamarches.ca. So if everybody goes over to that website, you can follow James Top on his journey and seize the day. Thank you for the super chat and everybody else as well that I didn't see. So are you driving the bubble bus right now?
I am. I'm driving.
Has he left you the automatic bubble machine?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've been blowing so many bubbles. I'm not quite sure if he's going to be upset at me that I'm almost out of bubble juice when he sent me so much, or if he's going to be stoked that I've been blowing so many bubbles.
I know I seen one of your videos the other day, all the bubbles just going over out and into the highway, and everybody's just like honking and loving it, and
yeah,
it was awesome.
Beware
the bubbles.
Beware the bubbles. I know, we're so dangerous.
Yeah.
Actually, baby, you want to get it going, Boo? Yeah. It's been a really fun journey for me to be able to experience not only you know, following James and his team and being able to document it, but it's been a whole nother experience driving the bubble bus as well, because you know, I'm a fan of the bubble bus. I adore Dra. And so being behind the wheel, it's a totally different perspective of what they really do and the mark that they've really made with the bubble bus. It's incredible. It's funny. We were driving. I'll tell you guys a quick story. I don't know how much time I have here. Sorry, just tell me to shut up if I'm taking up too much time. But we had actually pulled over on the side of the highway on like day 3, and the only place that we could find was like a snow plow turnaround, and it was fairly off the road. But so I'm sleeping. So I'm sleeping in the bubble bus, and I hear banging on the door, and I'm like, I'm up. I thought it was Sam who I'm traveling with too, Sam in the little shed. And I'm kind of like gathering my senses. It's pitch black out, and I'm like, what is going on? And I hear Church of Bubbles, is that you? And I'm like, what is going on? No, Jim's not here. And they're like, we just drove by and we saw the bubble bus here. Do you want to come out and smoke a joint with us? And I'm like, no, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't even remember because I was half asleep what they said. They continued on to say a few things. And then eventually when they left, I grabbed my phone and it was 2:30 in the morning. And I'm like, what is going on? It's 2:30 in the morning. I'm in the middle of nowhere. And they're banging on the door and wanting to smoke a joint. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Sorry.
You sound
really
like you're
quickly.
having fun.
Oh yeah. Mr. Procky.
Mom.
John is on trying to get Mike in here. He's having basically the same problem that a couple people were having getting into the stream. So we are working on getting him in here. He was running a little late as it was for personal reasons. So he should hopefully be in here soon. That being
Well, guys,
said,
I gotta jump off. I gotta have dinner with my family here. I just want to say I love you all. I'll see you in Canada today. Thank you everybody for all you continue to do. I love you all. You are my freedom family. So I'll see you guys soon.
See you later.
See you in Ottawa.
love you, brother.
Big
Love you
time.
too, bud.
Later, man.
Big time.
So we're on the phone with OTTAWA right now. We're trying to walk him through to get into the stream.
No idea.
So he should be here soon, hopefully. For now, Dickard with Dave, you haven't talked that much there, brother. What's on your mind? You got any inputs, any questions, anything like that?
No, man, just giving her all the way, all the live long day, like always. Just waiting for James Top to show up. That's.
Yeah.
I got a question for. I got one more question for you, Nicole.
What's that?
I got one more question for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how have you guys been coordinating with the police, Ottawa Police, for June 30th? How has that been going? Have they been cooperating, or you guys? What's the story there? Are they going to be helping you guys out?
As far as I know, yes. I spoke with Tom Marazzo, and he definitely said that Vets for Freedom is, working with the police and whatnot. So I hope that turns out the way that they're hoping for, because there's definitely been some situations that have gone on where the Ottawa police said that they were working with them. Rolling Thunder was one of them, and then at the end of the day, they really didn't stick to their end of the bargain, I guess. So yes, as far as I know, they're doing everything legal. They're really trying to make sure that everybody is aware that when they arrive in Ottawa, that it is for a celebration. That what James is doing right now, marching across the country, is James's protest. And when we arrive in Ottawa, it is to celebrate the end of his protest, and it's to be, peaceful and respectful when he goes and he's able to put his hand on the tomb of the unknown soldier, and that's really it. So it's very disappointing, as usual, to see how the media is continuing to push their narrative about the Civil War and an angry mob going down there to occupy Ottawa again. And it's really quite disgusting and shameful, but they are doing everything to work with Ottawa, to work with the police, the mayor, and just make sure that everything is set up before they do arrive 100%.
Right on, right on. Thank you for that, Nicole.
Yep,
Appreciate your
definitely.
time. I'm going to be there on June 30th. I'm really looking forward to meeting you and
Yeah.
hopefully James. And yeah, I know what you're. It is frustrating with the media constantly, relentlessly trying to paint this movement in a bad light. It's just
Mhm.
frustrating. But you know what? Canadians are smart. People are smart. They see what's going on. And Coda had a good question at the beginning of his show here. He said, "Are you guys going to stop?" And really, it's hard. It's hard to stop when you have people like yourself that are, people like James Top that, walking across Canada. That's inspiring. What you guys are doing is inspiring. You're working together and you're accomplishing something that's incredible. That kind of stuff is inspiring, and those are the things that we should be focusing on. So thank you for doing what you're doing, and I'm stoked. I am stoked.
I appreciate that. We've been out here for 10 days and, we're doing the best that we can to get his story out and the real story and be able to let people see that, again, there's nothing violent or hateful about this movement. And, the fact that he's basically had a complete blackout in media coverage is just unbelievable. But yeah, his team has inspired me. He has inspired me. And we've learned a lot trying to get people we've reached out to different media outlets and the things that they say, that this isn't a story. This isn't relevant right now. This isn't going to sell. And we're just like, are you kidding me? We have a 28-year vet with the Canadian Armed Forces who has served 5 combat tours, and he's marched from Vancouver. Like, what do you mean this isn't relevant?
How
So
many how many people in history have walked across the entire country?
exactly.
Well, I mean, I'm curious. I'm curious. I would like to actually know that,
I
because I forgive my ignorance, but I haven't heard of a single person that have done that. I could be completely wrong on this, but
I would have to say less than one you could count on one hand, maybe.
right.
There's
So
obviously some have, but there's got to be a couple, but not many.
not many, right?
No,
So
not at all.
that would be, if I'm a reporter, like that's the kind of story that I would want to cover. So strange.
it
I don't
is.
understand either because, if you really look through history and the things we've done, this is the fucking put our movement aside. Okay, put the whole freedom movement aside for a minute. James Top is the next biggest thing since Terry Fox. Think about it that way. That alone, you should be wanting to cover this, right?
That's the way I'm thinking of it, because like Terry Fox is what comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, Terry never got to complete his journey. But a guy walking across the entire country,
Here he comes.
that is unreal. Like that.
Well,
Here he comes. Let's see if we can get him to say something to the camera, maybe, or what?
In a way, you could look at it. James finished it for him.
Right.
Oops, sorry. That's okay. I can get run over from both sides.
I wish there was a way I could turn the camera. Is there a way I can turn the camera around here?
If you hit your settings button, go to camera, and then go below your thing.
I don't have a settings button. Sorry, guys.
James, come say hi to us. We love you.
Hey, James.
Yes,
my name's Chuck.
Hoda, I'm having a great time here. I've got to get to my gig here, so I gotta bounce out here.
Okay.
I do, yeah. I really am having a really awesome time here. I know this is a really inopportune time to leave, but I have to go.
That's all right, Scotty. Well, maybe we can get you up on another panel in the future with some
Sure.
other people from Ottawa and stuff. Everybody, shout out to Ottawa, to you, Ottawa Scotty. If you can pop his link in here, he's got to do some gigs. Are you going to be live?
Yeah, I'll be live later. I'll
Okay.
be live all weekend.
Okay, Scotty will be live all weekend, guys. So go check him out there.
Take care, guys.
Thanks,
See you
buddy.
soon.
That's pretty loud.
I'm sure all the people would like to be confirmed. Yeah, let's go down there. Ready, people? You're with the crew? Yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
Good job, John. Thank you, everybody.
Hey, move down this way, folks.
Well done.
James is he's on a mission, right? So he wants to get everybody gathered, and then he wants to.
Right. So there's quite a few people here. You can see.
There is quite a few people there right now, right? So we're still waiting for Ottawa, because I don't know if he's going to make it in or not.
It'll be in the end of the day video, okay? We'll stack everybody up like this way. Yeah, okay, so all y'all want to fall in behind me. I have to back up a bunch more just to give some people some room.
I'm wondering if I can get in front here. It's very, we try to be very respectful of his space and what he's doing, so.
Getting disconnected from our phone calls and everything.
Okay, hold on. 1 second. I'm muting myself for a second, guys.
Feels good.
Yeah.
Stand on this.
Okay, you ready? Sit down. Sit down. Okay, hello everyone. It is June the 24th, end of the day. We are in Compton. Nice turnout here in Compton, and 43 kilometers today. Took a bit longer. Had an excellent reception here in the valley. Met a lot of folks from back in the day in Petawawa, and I'm going back to meet some folks from back in the day. Good to know. So that was it. Good day today. Met a lot of really good people, and we're going to take a few minutes now and get some pictures in, and then we're heading back. Hunker down for tonight. This is where we're starting off for morning. So that's it. That's all, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, guys. So hopefully you got a you got to see that because I can't flip my camera around, so I was actually trying to show you backwards.
Sorry, I was muted there for a minute. I had to jump on my phone so I could send the link, resend the link to OTTAWA again. But yeah, no, Nicole, that was actually awesome. Looked good.
Cool. Yeah, so one of the biggest things with James is, again, he's very particular. We agreed when we came out on the road that we would definitely stay out of his way. And he's very, very good with people, but he's also, he's an introvert. So being around so many people and the cameras in his face make him really uncomfortable sometimes. As it would anybody, right? Because he's just not used to this. So he's doing a great job. And so I always try to just keep that in consideration and, not shove my camera in his face.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I love it. I love that you're with them. And while you're here, let's give you a little shout out there, Nicole. So Nicole and her wonderful husband Roy. I don't know if Roy's with you or not. I think
No,
he's
he had
not.
to go.
No. So they live in Peterborough, Ontario. They are the owners of Peter Burgers. They went through a lot of trouble, we'll just say that. They never gave up. They never forced any kind of masks or anything on anybody. And yeah, well, they've been through a lot. We'll just say that. And if you can show them some support on Hold Fast, we'd really appreciate that. We have another guest in the back now. Let's see if I don't see a camera, but maybe his. Okay, perfect. Ottawa, welcome.
Yo, what's going on, everyone?
How are you?
Doing well. Just got off a flight. But,
Nice,
I'm here.
nice.
Yeah.
So you were in Vancouver, were you?
Yeah, I was just there, and now I'm back.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. How was that? How was your time in Vancouver?
Oh, it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful place.
Did you do anything exciting?
Just the usual, shenanigans that I get up to.
True enough. Yeah, I know how it is. So while I got you here, well, I'm gonna hit you with a question right away as soon as you get in here, because everybody's been wondering, and not a lot of people have watched you before Ottawa happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I get these questions because I know you. So I get these questions a lot. Were you a streamer before the convoy?
Correct.
So there you go, everybody. Ottawax was already a live YouTube streamer before the event. Oh, Dickard with Dave left there.
My original streams are all up too. If people want to go back and watch them, I've been covering events in Ottawa for the convoy. So
now, what brought that to your attention? What made you want to cover that?
Well, it's happening in Ottawa, basically. Something's happening in the city, and I knew there was going to be a worldwide interest on what's actually happening on the ground. So felt like it was up to my I wouldn't say duty, but I wasn't just gonna censor what's actually happening here, right?
No, exactly. You can't. No way.
Plus I still want to produce videos for people that just like to watch me walk around.
Yeah, no, I hey, you know what? Believe it or not, I hope you don't think it's like copying or nothing, but I do a lot of walks now too. Never the same stuff. It's always different, right?
Well, so and that's just it. Like I don't have like a patent on walking channels, like I don't own the rights to walking channels. Anyone can do it. In fact, I got the inspiration from other walkers. So
yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. But that's what I mean is that you kind of like watching your streams, you inspired me to want to do stuff like that and more, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
no, and that's great. And I encourage everyone, to find a creative outlet. And YouTube is pretty good for that. It really is.
Yeah. So You were literally one of the first live streamers to catch the convoy. How does that make you feel?
Well, I mean, I just happened to be off. Like everything kind of worked out. Everything, it was as if it was meant to be. I was off those 2 days, the first two, and I just managed to get all my shifts covered after that. And yeah, but being the first on the ground, it's interesting because I didn't know what to expect. I really didn't.
Yeah, yeah. And it was weird too, because I was watching some of your original footage, and I'm like, as you're getting into the convoy, you have like your normal amount of viewers and stuff, and then out of nowhere, your chats just like started going like boom, 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 boom. Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands were coming into your chat.
Yeah, it was surreal. I definitely did not expect that whatsoever.
No, I bet it
I
probably
mean,
felt really
I knew
good.
there was gonna be a lot of people watching, but like to the extent where people was gonna, just so engaging the chat as well, and it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
unreal.
like right here on the screen, his channel blew up from 4K to 150K in a week.
Well, it was more like in a month, like not the first week, but I think I hit the 100K around day 16 or 17.
Yeah, yeah. I remember when I was watching one of your streams after we got to know each other in person a little bit, and I seen a lot of people were always on your thing going, "Let's push him to 100K. Let's do it. Let's do it. Get him, get him, get him." So
Yeah,
that was awesome, inspirational, I have to say, to a lot of other streamers out there, because there was a lot of people that they didn't know how to do it, what to do, how to go
mm.
about it. They were scared of the camera, and you, believe it or not, your name comes up a lot on inspiring people to pick up a camera and film all that.
that yeah, that means a lot. I mean, I never thought I'd inspire anyone to do what I do, but I mean, it puts a smile to my face, knowing that people have been inspired by me.
No, that's good. That's good. I've even been told that people have been inspired by me, and I'm not as big as you in subscribers and stuff, but you know what I mean? It's not about that at the end of the day. We're not here for a competition. We're here to spread the same message, right? We
Well,
want to get our freedom, spread love and unity, and have fun while doing it.
well, that's just it, exactly. Yeah.
Tyson Hockley, OTTAWA was one of the people who inspired me.
Hey, shout out to Tyson Hockley. Hope you're doing well. Sorry, couldn't get the camera to work for any of these. I don't know why. It was strange. Like I couldn't get the camera to work. The microphone was giving me issues.
Oh, it's all good. I spent probably 20 minutes before I even went live trying to get Mr. Freedom into the stream, and there was some issues happening, but we got through it because I had a thing up where you had to be authenticated. But I had to change that so that you could just enter as like whoever you want, kind of thing.
Right.
So I got a question a lot of people have been wanting to know. Are you going to be covering Canada Day in Ottawa?
I will be there. Yes, sir.
For sure, for sure.
For sure.
That's
How about yourself? Will you be in town or?
I wish I could be, brother.
Okay.
I wish I could be. I am going, my mission, my heart's taking me towards BC, so that's where I'm going to be.
Nice.
And I know you go there a lot, so.
Oh yeah.
So I know I'll definitely get to see you if I go out there. Question.
Oh.
We have one question from. I'll answer it because it's one of my moderators here. I'll ask it. OTTAWA, what was your thought when JT enacted the Emergencies Act?
Well, I thought it was unnecessary.
Agreed.
I mean, there's been issues like not a few months ago before the convoy. There was a football game, and there was like a riot with the university kids. This happened in Sandy Hill, and I mean, I guess that could have been called for a state of emergency. The way they were flipping cars and whatnot, and we didn't see any of that during the convoy. So,
no, I know, right? It's just crazy.
Seems just there's a lot worse things for that to be enacted for. So I thought it was unnecessary.
We weren't hurting anybody. We were, at least I don't think we were. Holding a flag in the air hurts you. I'm sorry. I don't mean for that. I just want to show love and inspiration and show you that I love my country.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But no, man, I like, even whether you're a buddy or not, I love your footage, right? I love it. I think other people love it. I know other people love it because even my mod squad, I have the team I've built. We all talk about you and all the other streamers and how amazing, like, we've all built a little amazing community between each other. And, you know, it's so wonderful, dude. Because YouTubers, dude, they would never, ever connect the way, you know, we do now.
No, that's right.
You never seen that. It was like, who has the most views? Who has the best videos? You know, who's this? Who's that? But now it's like, yo, dude, what's going on? Hey, yeah, I seen your vids. Yeah, man. You know, I
No,
love it.
absolutely. Absolutely. It was a community. It's a community we created, you know, and there's tons of communities out there on YouTube too, but I don't know. This one's just it's a little different. Like live streaming is, you're putting yourself out there, really.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there we go. We have Dave back. We lost
up,
you there
Dave?
for a minute.
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Good.
No, you just got to take care of business sometimes. You got to talk on the phone to avoid getting in a circus truck at this hour of the day.
Oh, another comment. OTTAWA set the example up there in Canada. I mean, I do agree with that, but I also agree with the fact that we all set the example together as not only a country or a nation, but as a world, dude. Like, Canada lit a spark that ignited around the entire planet, everywhere. You know,
Oh, no question.
Dickard, same question for you. What was your thoughts when JT enacted the Emergency Act?
Kind of disgusted. I didn't think it met the requirements for it to be enacted. Like, that's something you enact when, like, there's war going on and, like, people are, like, dying. Like, you look at when his dad used it. They, like, kidnapped some guy from government. And, like, didn't they kill him?
I don't know.
Like the FLQ crisis, I thought they killed some guy from the government when they did that. And that's why his dad enacted it and brought the army out. Pretty sure that's what happened.
I've never heard anything about that. What about you, OTTAWA?
No, I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, because his dad used it.
Huh. I know his dad used the Emergencies Act. I just don't remember why.
Oh, it was the FLQ crisis. There was a revolt happening in Quebec.
Right. Okay. I think I kind of remember.
Yes, FLQ killed somebody. Or his son, or yeah. I was pretty sure somebody from the government got killed because of that. Yes, and bombings. That was the other thing.
Okay, that's, yeah. And you know, it's things like that. You know, you bring that into the younger generation, into your children and shit, and stuff, right? And then they don't know anything else. They just know what you've taught them. And you know, we need to change the way the system works, the way our kids are brought up, and we got to make sure none of these emergency acts are enacted in the future, right? By the younger generations growing up and learning from everything they've seen.
Well, even now, like, the mandates aren't over. They're just paused. The government's not stupid. They left the loophole there to turn them back on whenever they want.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's why this isn't over.
You think it's over there, OTTAWA?
Well, the wordings make it seem like it's not over.
It's not over, brother. It's just beginning. There's so much to fight. There's so much to fight for.
Well, and one that all of us here sitting here on this panel, everybody's sitting in the chat. We should all be worried about is this C11. Like that
Oh,
could
yeah.
shut us all down. We could all be done.
Say Yes to Life says OTTAWA isn't political, but he still showed the unfiltered truth about the convoy.
Well, and I was one of the channels that lost a channel because of convoy footage.
I'm still on my last strike. Yeah, I almost lost my channel because of the convoy footage and stuff. I can tell you there's a lot of videos on my channel that I cannot find that are no longer there that I remember being there. Specific ones like, you know, remember meeting up with OTTAWA or you or whoever I was in Ottawa with for an example, right? I remember those specific videos and some of those videos are gone. So it's starting to, you know, I realized that a lot of my stuff got taken down. And I've almost lost my account.
Yeah, that's horrible. I'll have to go and take a look if all my videos are still up.
Yeah, like we know our own videos, right? I couldn't tell you if your videos are up, but you definitely could.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I was
definitely take a look.
trying to figure that out if there's videos like that I would have known about of any of your guys' videos that would have been not there, but heard other streamers say that too for all kinds of content. It also depends like how censored you're keeping your channel, or like, you know, you say too much that YouTube doesn't remember or doesn't agree with, then they'll take your video down and they'll give you a strike. Like music.
This question doesn't apply to Coda because I already know the answer to it. But OTTAWA, do you back up any of your stuff?
I try to, yeah. So like during the beginnings of my like the first couple live streams that I did during the convoy, my phone would just die out, so it would not save like the original file. So some of those footage I don't have like backed up, but I'm pretty sure other people have screen recorded a lot of them. So sure, it's out there.
You could get it back if you needed to.
Yeah, exactly. And I could just, you know, screen record my own video, I guess. If it has to come down to that.
No doubt, no doubt. So I want to ask you this because I don't know what your answer is on live. Do you have another channel now, OTTAWA?
Yeah, I've got my other channel, OTTAWA Elsewhere. Not very active on there, but I do intend on using it for something.
I just subscribed to it the other day.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
So I didn't know if everybody knew about it or if you even really were using it very much. So I subscribed, and I was going to ask you about it like I just did and see if we can give it a little bit of a shout out. If someone can find, oh, there we go, Mr. Procky, already on it.
Hey,
OTTAWA Elsewhere. There's the link right there.
Hey, appreciate that. Yeah.
TS is asking if you streamed in Vancouver at all while you were there.
Yeah, I did. I had a few streams out there. I did one every day, actually.
You walked all over Stanley Park. Come on now.
Yeah. Stanley Park. Then I did a lot of other walking where I didn't record it, but I wanted to take my friend.
Have you been to Wreck Beach yet?
Oh, I've been not on this trip, but I've been in the past. When I was living out there. Very strange place.
You know what's hilarious, dude? When I went to BC, I wasn't even looking for any kind of specific beach, and I wanted to just see the ocean. And of course, the fucking beach that, pardon my language, the beach that I ended up at was Wreck Beach, bro.
It's a different vibe, yeah. It's if that's what you're into, you know, it's a cool place, but I was pretty shocked.
Well, those stairs can kiss my ass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those stairs, man. Don't get me wrong.
It's like a mini grouse grind.
Yeah, it is. Dude, I know. When I got there, I'm like, yo, this is a nice beach. I start walking, I see a couple testicles over here, and you know, something. I'm just like, okay, this isn't the beach for me.
My favorite part when I was there, some guy just came up to me with a box of pizza, and he was trying to sell me a slice, and it was just strange. It's like, yeah, I'm good. I'll wait to eat. I'll wait to eat.
Wow, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Plus, I don't know where that pizza's been, so I'm good.
Yep. No clue. No clue. Halfway bench. So, what are your plans moving forward there, Ottawaks? Are you going to be still like streaming any rallies if they're around and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. If they're around, if they're coming to Ottawa, I'll always be there to to show the world what's happening. I mean, hopefully, the C11 won't affect that, but who knows?
Maybe if I get my mission big enough, we can do another surprise stream again.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. A couple times.
It's always it's always a fun time when when the streams clash and we're out there doing our thing.
Oh yeah, because everyone can jump back and forth and see the different angles and everything, right? So it's pretty cool like that.
I remember I was walking around that area when we were streaming in Vancouver together, and it brought back some memories.
Nice. Oh, Dave left again. He must have got another phone call. I'll be in Ottawa, Canada Day. BRB, got to jump on the phone again. See, I told you.
Yeah.
So what are you up to tonight? Just hanging out?
Yeah, just hanging out. Unpack my bag, do some laundry.
It was cute when you guys started live streaming together the first time. No, it's awesome. It's not over. We are beating them in the paperwork. Trust me, there are things people cannot disclose right now. That's very true. Unfortunately, I know about a lot of it. So there is that. So you got any exciting plans for the weekends there?
Not really. I think there's like a Dragon Boat Festival happening in Ottawa. I don't know if I'm gonna stream that though.
Yeah. John Curtis says work on your camera issue after this, Ottawaks.
Yeah, for sure. I have no idea what's going on with that. I like StreamYards has worked before in the past for me, so I don't know why I'm getting these issues now.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. Josh was having the same issue, Mr. Freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And, eventually it let him in with his camera and stuff, but it wouldn't at first. It was weird.
Yeah, like microphone and camera wouldn't work on my main browser, and then now I'm trying Firefox. And, thankfully it still allows the microphone, but it doesn't even detect the camera on my phone. Like, how does that work? How does that make sense?
Yeah. Someone asked, what was your favorite memory of the convoy?
Favorite memory?
I guess that's a question for both of us.
Definitely the parties. Like that first weekend was just unreal. Never seen Ottawa like that. So it's pretty cool, especially after 2 years of lockdowns, not seeing so many people around together. It was nice to see.
Oh yeah, for sure it was. Me personally, man, I don't know what my favorite memory of the convoy was, because there were just so many of them. Like, there was so many good times, the parties, the pizza corner, the people, the everything, the conversations, the hugs, the love, the unity, watching the kids playing in the bouncy castles, the bubbles everywhere, the paintings, the drawings, the signs, the banners, everything about it was amazing. But I'm going to say I have to agree with Ottawaks, and the partying was definitely right up there. That's, I never seen anything like that. And I've been to every kind of concert and gathering kind of sort of whatever thing you could go to. And, I've never seen nothing like Ottawa, man.
Yeah, it was it was unreal.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
We showed the world we can party over here in -40.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know, dude. That was the other thing, too, is like, it was so cold, and you'd see people walking around with no shirts and stuff, like Thong Man in his thong, and I'm just like, man. You remember that guy? I know you remember that guy.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Who doesn't remember that guy?
Had to avoid panning to him, so not to get my footage pulled off.
Yeah, no, I know. I have him in a lot of my footage, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was it's good. It's good. I never had any issues with it.
Hmm.
It's not considered porn. That's my biggest worry. Is it considered like a form of porn because he's almost naked, right?
Right.
But you could be just showing a guy, at a beach in a Speedo,
True.
right? Do you think anyone will happen in Ottawa July 1st, Ottawaks?
Do I think anything will happen? I don't know. I don't know. I know it's going to be busy. Downtown's going to be full of tourists, and that's what we're known for. Our Canada Day parties are pretty lit.
Yeah. Yeah. I will tell you all, including you, what I am excited for the most to see. Obviously, I'm going to have to tune into like people like you because I won't be there. But dude, Canada Day, it's Canada Day, dude. Every Canadian that loves Canada goes there, let alone everything that's happened. I can't imagine how huge it's going to be this year.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like my next thing is like, how are they going to know if we're freedom fighters or we're just Canadians celebrating Canada Day?
Well, there's going to be a lot of Canadian flags out there. So
Exactly.
hopefully that doesn't offend anyone.
No, I hope it doesn't. That's gonna, it better not anyway. We all support Canada, do we not? Right?
Oh yeah. Well, I'd like to hope so.
But the poo crybabies want a new holiday. Apparently, they're calling in police from all over Canada to be there again. Yeah, there's always a few commies, but what are you going to do? Exactly. There's always going to be someone, something. There's always going to, it's always going to be something. The flags are going to give it away. Why? Is everybody going to not bring flags to Canada Day?
Oh, by the way, happy Saint Jean Baptiste Day, everyone.
I feel terrible, but I have to ask, what is that?
It's the pretty much Quebec independence.
Okay.
I thought that's why you have the Quebec flags on top of your Canada flag back there.
No, I knew something was going on in Quebec, and that is part of a reason. I just don't know what it is, and I am also French Canadian, so.
Oh yeah. Well, likewise. Half, but I don't have the full history. I'm a bad Quebecer.
Me too. I'm terrible. I don't even speak the language, so.
Yeah, my French is awful.
Mine is very awful. Oh, Canada flags. Saint Jean. Mordecai to anyone from New Zealand. Or Maritiki? Oh, yeah. I heard about that. They got global, didn't they? Or was it CBC? I just seen a post today about that. That's actually a good thing to bring up and talk about for a minute here. There was this Freedom Convoy something. It was like a troller. I think he's a Freedom troller on Twitter. And he went and posted something, and friggin' one of the major news outlets went and made a big, huge spiel about it, and it was false. Oh, it was the funniest thing I've seen in a long time.
What exactly was it?
Procky, can you help me out on this one? We don't have everybody in here. If you want to pop in, you can explain it real quick. Yeah, Global fell for it. So it was this convoy guy, and he was saying something about an event happening or something was happening. And Global News posted it and put a whole thing on it, and it was just one tweet. That was it.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah, about the truckers coming back. The truckers are coming back to Ottawa for Canada Day.
Oh, so many so many people. I've seen that on so many Instagram pages too, like those shitty news outlets, you know.
Yeah.
Like not the main ones, like these random, you know, like North City, Canada, and whatnot.
Yeah, well, Global News took one tweet and put a whole thing on it.
Oh no.
So they just made themselves look bad.
Oh yeah.
Canada Day convoy on Twitter was the troll that Global News reported. What a joke. Yeah, that's Pierre Polyev was in full support of a fake convoy coming back to Ottawa. Oh yeah, that was another thing they were saying, is Pierre was in full support of it. Live from the Shed has it on his wall. They are either terrible journalists or propagandists who plant sources. Definitely all the above. They didn't even read the entire piece. They just reacted. I think it will too, Mr. Procky. What do you think, Ottawa? Do you think Canada Day is going to go smooth or what?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you know what? You never know. I mean, there has been like stabbings at Canada Day in the past. Downtown.
Well, I
Rideau
hope
Street.
none of that happens.
So, I mean, when you get a lot of people together, fueled on alcohol and other substances, you never know. But I mean, the convoy was somewhat fueled by alcohol as well, and didn't seem too bad.
Yeah. No, for sure. Oh, dude, I was fueled with alcohol probably every day. I ain't gonna lie. You know, everyone that watches me and watches, you know, anyone who's had me on their camera, everybody knows who I am. I'm, you know, I'm an alcoholic. I can't help it. But I'm not a dumb alcoholic, right? I don't waste my whole life on it.
Well, you didn't crack one in the morning, did you?
No, I wait at least till 5 o'clock. It's 5:35.
Not saying there's anything wrong. Not saying there's anything wrong with cracking one in the morning if you're on vacation, which I've been doing.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I do that, but no, man. Like if I'm really hungover or I'm partying for a good like week or something, then yeah, for sure. I wake up. First thing I do is crack a beer. Let's go. Right? But it's all in its own fun, right? At the end of the day, I feel like I don't put other people down because other people shouldn't put me down about what I do for one reason and one reason only. I'm the one deciding to hurt my body. Right? I think nobody should drink and nobody should smoke. Nothing like that. But if you're going to drink and you're going to have a smoke, well, I'll join you. But no, man, this is awesome. I'm beer and clam. Come on now. Dickered with Dave. Boo, take two. Hello, Trish. I can admit I'm a cabbage beer drinker. I brew my own beer. I've never actually heard of that. Cabbage beer? You ever had cabbage beer?
Doesn't sound appetizing.
Not at all. Not at all. 420 is life. Yes, yes. I guess I can agree with that. But I am gonna probably end her off soon. If anybody has any more questions, now would probably be the best time to get them out. That is interesting. Cabbage beer. Very, very interesting. Never heard of it. It's like going through my head right now. Like, what would that taste like? It would probably be very gross.
I'm thinking like kimchi, like fermented cabbage.
Yeah, right. It would. Did Ottawa get any? Oh yeah, yeah. That's a good question, actually.
Did I get any flack from family and friends? No, in fact, I got a lot of support and made a lot of my family proud. So, not at all. And all my friends were proud of me. Yeah, I mean, unless someone's not talking to me anymore because of it, which I wouldn't know. But then again, I guess they're not my friends. So
That's very true. You know, the one thing that I've learned in life is people love you that are meant to love you for who you are and not for what they expect you to be. Winmore, Ottawaks, when are we going to have that beer?
hey, Winmore, yes, absolutely, we need to have that. Hope.
You know,
are you coming down to Ottawa for Canada Day?
I think Winmore. That is a good question. I'll get to you in 1 second.
Hey, Timber Traveler, I did see the gas as I came back home. It was 195, or no, 198, something like that, just below $2.
Trish Archery, do you ever become mentally weary about the state of affairs and how you are continuing your efforts? And if so, what's the inspiration to keep you going? Trish, is that question for me, for Ottawaks, or for both of us? Ottawaks, will you join James Top on any part of the route?
Well, I do want to be there when he arrives. Just don't know on the time that he's expected to arrive. I haven't been keeping up with the scheduling for that, and I wouldn't know where to find that actually. So if someone can let me know, that would be great. Excuse me. Going back on that other question there. Let me see here.
It's on screen there.
Oh, do you ever become? Yeah. I mean, I've been definitely felt a little bit of over exhaustion. You know. But I still keep going. I don't know. Like I don't know where the inspiration comes from. I enjoy doing live streams. I enjoy walking around, and I enjoy sharing the beauty that I get to see with other people. So, I mean, I guess that's the inspiration.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That is awesome. Me personally, I don't know really how to answer that question, so I'm just gonna try anyways. I do get mentally weary. I feel like I'm mentally broken sometimes because of how much I've been through in Ottawa, how much I did, how much I'm still doing. You know, I don't miss a day. I've never missed a day being live, not once since this whole thing has started. Not one day have I not been live. And, you know, I think my inspiration is, I know the fight's not over. I know there's people out there that have my back, like all you in the chat, Ottawaks, everybody. And I know that we continue to gain unity around the world. When I wake up in the morning, I know that there's a fight. And I have to get up and I have to fight it. I don't really know, like, my inspiration is the fact that I love what I do. I love spreading love. I want to see more unity in the world. And, I just want a more peaceful world and a brighter future for mine and all of your children's. That's about what I am inspired by. Shout out to Mike and Coda. You guys rock. Thank you, Rickardy.
Yeah, Rickety, appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Oh, look at that. Look at that, guys. There you go. Ottawaks PayPal if you want to give them a PayPal transfer. Help keep the camera rolling at all times. I'm pretty sure he says the same thing as we all say. It's not necessary. We do not expect it whatsoever, but it is always appreciated, and it does help keep the camera rolling.
Absolutely. Yeah, you couldn't have said that better myself. It's definitely not necessary, but it is very much appreciated. So thank you for that.
There you go. You both love what you do. Trish. They are humanitarian. Do you think the more stuff that gets out about what the government is doing, the harder they will push back? I don't really know, to be honest. I don't know if I have an answer to that one. I think they've already proven that they're willing to do whatever's necessary and disgusting to get us out of the way. But then again, I also see that there's a lot of people inside the government that are waking up. So again, I don't really know how to answer that question. Well, Lori Dawn, thank you for being here, Ottawaks.
Hey, Lori, my pleasure. Thanks, Jalissa.
Thank you all for joining. Yeah, sorry, Dickard with Dave. Can't find a PayPal Addy. My info is always in the descriptions, so we all know that. Yeah. Any more questions? They will do whatever they think it will take to stay in power. I definitely agree with that. What about you? You agree with that one?
Sorry, I missed that one.
They will do whatever they think it will take to stay in power.
Oh, I mean, I feel like anyone in that position would do whatever it took. So, yeah, I wouldn't know how to answer that really.
Yeah.
I never had that kind of power myself, so.
Yeah, no, I don't know. When it comes to, I've learned a lot in life when it comes to money and power and greed. The more you get, the more greedy you get, and the more money and the more power you want and you crave. Trish. Salut OG Ottawaks. Check out Ottawaks YouTube if you have been under a rock for the past 6 months.
Hey,
I love it.
That's pretty good. I appreciate that. But I try to keep my channel, as if it's someone's first time stumbling upon it, you know, and I think that's how you should treat everyone. Like, welcome to Ottawa, welcome to Coda B, you know, like you want to present yourself as if it's someone's first time seeing you, because first impressions last.
They do, for sure they do. And I do the same thing every time I get a new person and I notice them in my chat. I try to welcome them. And even if you're not new, welcome everybody, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, dude, I appreciate you coming up here and speaking and you know, answering some questions and just random bantering as well. And I kind of, you know, hour and 45 minutes I've been on, I feel like everybody's kind of had the same amount of time, more or less.
Yeah, I noticed I missed everybody else in the beginning there.
Yeah, the Scotty had to go. He's got a gig. Mr. Freedom he had to spend some time with his family. And we had Nicole with James Top, but they had to run as well.
Oh, no way. Oh.
Yeah, so there was, yeah. But that's all right, dude. You can always go and rewatch it. That's if you wanted to. And you know, I do plan on doing more of these, and I want to get everybody back on again, but I'm going to try and do a full circle right now where every week I get, you know, a new streamer who is in Ottawa the whole time, you know, get a group of people on the panel and talk about just everything. And then I'm going to try and do that on a weekly basis. And hopefully once I've gone through everybody, I want to start redoing a couple here and there, mixing it up with other people, you know, like different groups and stuff like that. So
yeah, well, hey, give me a shout. Feel free to invite me. I'll try to pop in if I'm free, for sure.
Yeah, man, for sure, for sure. I'll always let you know, always.
Mm-hmm.
But I am gonna end the actual live. That is not gonna end the panel. It's just gonna take the live off. So I just want to say thank you for everybody for coming in. I appreciate you all. Peace, love, and freedom. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful night. We might go on a separate shenanigans live after this. You never know. Peace, love, and freedom, everybody.
Peace out, everyone. Take care, and thank you all for tuning in to Coda and myself.
And everybody else. We appreciate it.
And everybody else, absolutely.